Winter is just around the corner and that can be a troublesome time for many. It means loads of people are going to rush out and go and buy woolly clothing, order the Christmas turkey, or comment about the cold weather to everybody in sight. And it can also bring chaos to the roads. But in this video, I'm going to slow everything down and talk to you about some useful winter driving tips. One of the most crucial aspects to winter driving is being prepared. So one of the first things to do with your car is to make sure that it's de-iced. Have an ice scraper and some de-icer to hand and make sure that you clear away any excess ice, as if you leave the ice on, it will mean poor visibility whilst driving. It's also a good idea to pack a winter driving kit. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be apocalypse proof, but it is a good idea to pack some essentials like a high visibility jacket, a torch, some snow grips for your shoes, some emergency snacks, and a mobile device charger in case you find yourself stranded on the side of the road. Of course, you could be experiencing some harsh conditions with lots of thick snow, so try packing a shovel along with some tire grips and even a rug to put under the wheels so it gives you added grip trying to get out. Frosty roads are a different ball game, so you need to adapt to these conditions. Traction is the big difference here. Slippery surfaces mean that your car's inputs are much more sensitive, so try to avoid harsh acceleration, harsh braking and harsh steering, and try to stay in a high gear to increase your traction. And also remember that speed limits aren't targets. You can go slower than the speed limit if that feels safest for you. Visibility is always key, and that doesn't just mean de-icing your car, it means looking after your vehicle's headlights. Make sure that they're all working properly, they're not dimmed and none of the bulbs are blown. If so, make sure to replace them, and it's always a fantastic idea to keep a spare bulb kit in the car with you. And don't forget that you've also got fog lights that you can use too if the visibility is really that poor. It will help and it'll let other drivers see you too, but when you come to lots of congestion, make sure to turn them off so you don't dazzle other drivers. You also need to make sure that you take charge of the battery. Now, car batteries are usually less effective throughout the cold winter months, which is less than ideal throughout the conditions which we're talking about in this video. So you need to make sure that the car battery is charged, and one of the best ways to do this is to go on a long drive. Avoid short drives, as this can really impact the battery, especially if you have appliances on like the interior heating. And it's also a good idea to keep some jump leads with you. In case the battery does run flat, it'll mean you can get started again and get to a place of safety. One of the best ways to be safe this winter though is to not go out driving at all, especially if the weather conditions are really that severe. It's probably a good idea to stay at home. Though if you do need to go out and you're not feeling that confident, why not grab a more experienced member of the family or your friendship group to get you to your next destination. Of course, make sure that you allow plenty of time for other road users who aren't as prepared as you. Now, another thing that I'd really like to touch upon before we end this video is daylight. Now, as we move into the colder winter months, obviously your daylight's reduced and you'll most likely be driving to and from work in the dark, and this is where most accidents can happen. And let's touch upon those bright headlights which are coming from the opposite direction. Often this can dazzle you, and a study has shown that 65-year-olds can take up to 9 seconds to recover full vision. So a top tip to avoid this is to make sure that you're looking to the left hand side of the curb as the vehicle passes. This will mean that you're less dazzled, and then you can turn back on your main beams when it's clear, and you'll be much more confident driving at night in the winter conditions. So then, I hope this gives you a better overview about driving throughout the colder winter months. I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can check out our Swansway blog highlighting lots of different useful tips and tricks. I'll also leave a link down below for our website where you can check out all of our current stock. But until then, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.